There are more than 50 different bank accounts in Germany. Now, some are really good, and others have such garbage offers that I ask myself, who's actually signing up for them? I personally had a terrible experience with my first bank account here, and I don't want that to happen to you. So as someone who's living in Germany, I will show you the current best free bank account in Germany. Now, when it comes to bank accounts, the most important factor is, of course, the cost of the account. In Germany, the fee is called Kontoführungsgebühr, and you can directly translate this into account management fee. This is the fee you need to pay to keep the bank account active. A lot of banks here charge you something between 4 euros and 8 euros per month. But if you think about it, spending money to keep your money in a bank account doesn't make any sense, right? So I looked at all the banks out there for you, and most of them I immediately put in the trash for obvious reasons. Nobody wants 10 euros in monthly fees or pay money for simple bank transfers. So only these 9 made it into the final comparison. These are the ones I'm going to look at in this video. Here we have a good mix of classic old banks like Commerzbank and also so-called neobanks, banks that don't have any physical locations and operate completely online. So the good news is all the 9 bank accounts I picked for the comparison are free. This is very good. But if you pay close attention to their offers, some banks want you to fulfill a condition for it to be free. For example, with Commerzbank, it's only free if you have at least 700 euros coming in every month. Otherwise, you have to pay a small fee. In most of these cases, the condition is that you need to meet a minimum monthly deposit. But to be honest, we don't want to worry every month if we meet this requirement or not, right? So the banks that are free without any conditions are C24, Santander, Revolut and N26. We can work with that. So next, let's talk about the card. This one usually comes with a bank account in one big package. But we have to figure out what the features are and if there is an annual fee or other hidden conditions for a debit card or credit card. First, let's look at the debit card. In most cases, you get a Visa or MasterCard from your bank and you can pay in Germany and also internationally with this one. Different from a credit card, if you pay with your debit card, the amount is immediately deducted from your account. So out of the 9 banks we have for this comparison, these ones offer a free debit card. But the whole thing looks a little bit different when we talk about credit cards. Not all banks offer them, and if they do, as you can see, they usually come with a monthly fee. Now, truth be told, you don't have to get a credit card directly from your bank. Actually, in most cases, I can't recommend getting one straight from the bank. There are so many better offers out there with a bunch of unique benefits. If you want to know more about the best credit cards, I talk about things like these in my free Germany Starter Kit course. The link is in the video description. Okay, so another important thing is cash. We Germans love cash. So let's look at how often and how much money you can withdraw at ATMs with German banks. There are actually huge differences from bank to bank for ATM withdrawals. It all depends on which ATM network they are part of. Right now there are about 55,000 ATMs in Germany, and oftentimes German banks only allow you to withdraw money for free in ATMs of their own bank's group. So you have to be careful here. Here is a rough overview of the banks with the ATM groups they're part of and how many times you can withdraw money per month. If you get a Visa or MasterCard from your bank, you're well prepared. With these cards, you can use about 97% of the ATMs out there. They have the best coverage. So that's also something to keep in mind when you actually pick a bank account. But I'm pretty sure you won't be withdrawing money every day. On average, people here in Germany do it like twice a month. So the limit shouldn't be a problem. I myself never had a problem with cash withdrawals. Now there are also other criteria we can look at. For example, it's good to know if a specific bank has physical locations. Neobanks don't have them, but the older classic banks have locations in the city where you can go and directly talk to people. I've tried both types of banks so far, classic and neobanks, and there's really not much difference when it comes to customer service. We can also compare the feature of real-time bank transfers. Some banks cannot send them but receive them, and in some cases you also have to pay a small fee. And it's also pretty interesting to look at the ratings for their mobile banking apps. Most of the banks in this comparison have a pretty good rating. So after we have looked at all the criteria, you might ask yourself, okay, what is the best one? You might have already guessed it from the comparisons, but currently the best free bank account in Germany is the C24. Of all the criteria that we have talked about in this video and beyond, It had the best performance. N26 and Comdirect used to be the most attractive offers in the previous years, but last year C24 suddenly came into the market and took the first place. The bank is quite new and it has some very unique features I want to show you. I have the link to the official website down in the video description if you want to have a look at their whole offer. So most importantly, C24 is completely free, without any weird conditions. You can optionally pay for 2 different premium plans, but let's be honest, 99% of people won't need this. I'm also on a free plan and it literally has everything I need. They offer a free real-time bank transfer and no foreign currency fees internationally if you pay with C24. As a debit card, you automatically get a free virtual and physical MasterCard when you open an account. As I said earlier in the video, this one is really important because you can make online payments with it. And because it's MasterCard, you can use most of the ATM machines in Germany. On top of that, you can request a free Giro card inside the app, which you can use for conveniently withdrawing money. With a free plan, you can withdraw money 4 times a month, and this should absolutely be enough for most people. And what really surprised me is that the conditions are the same for withdrawals internationally. Internationally, you can also withdraw money for free 4 times a month. That's pretty powerful. Then there is also the unique feature in the app that allows you to create multiple sub-accounts with their own individual IBANs. They are called pockets, and this is especially useful if you want to have a better overview of your account with different categories. Now C24 currently offers 2.5% annual interest on all your cash in the account. This is a very high amount of interest and probably one of the reasons why this bank account is so popular now. So just by having your money in the bank, you automatically earn money. And if you pay with the C24 MasterCard, you can get up to 10% cashback. You know, these are nice bonus features to have. Opening a bank account in Germany is pretty easy. There are 2 main requirements for that and they tend to be similar across all the banks. 1, you need a German residential address. And 2, you need to be able to prove your personal identity, for example with an ID card. Unless you're in Germany illegally, these 2 things shouldn't be a problem. If you already have an existing bank account in Germany and you want to switch to C24, you can easily do that with a thing called Kontowechsel service. And this feature allows you to automatically switch bank accounts and transfer all the payment information from the old to the new account. It's ridiculously easy. C24 is a trustworthy German institution and your money is safe and insured up to 100,000 euros. There is really no downside here compared to older classic banks. The finance sector in Germany is drastically changing at the moment and people are attracted to younger, more innovative banks simply because they have better offers and benefits. I will show you more ways how to set up and optimize your life in Germany inside my 100% free Germany Starter Kit course. Even if you've been living in Germany your whole life, you can still massively benefit from this course. The link is in the video description. And don't forget to download the free Studying in Germany guidebook and join our huge Discord community. Love you and stay focused.